Kaepernick is a brother. Yeah, salute. You know, I consider him a brother because, you know, I still like the Ghetto Boys. When it comes to Nikes, I'll make you read these motherfuckers. So, you know what I'm saying? We all know what it, you know what I'm saying? We all know what it is. We know, like, I mean, if you look at sports in general, okay, you look at LeBron. When LeBron first left the Cleveland Cavaliers to play for the Miami Heat, what did they do? They burnt his jersey. They showed that they wasn't a true fan. Because if they was a true fan, they would have supported that man regardless of who he went to. Because, you know what I'm saying, he had a goal. He wanted to win the championship. And unfortunately, we live in the type of society to where if you do speak out on things, not only will they try to kill your image and your character, but in the end, they really want to kill you, because if they burning their shit like that, that's a signal right there. It's deeper than race, though, bro. We know what it is, but it's deeper than race, and that's the reason why Brother Kaepernick, you know, I salute Brother Kaepernick. I stand with him.
I kneel with him.
As a black man in America. And that's why I say, that's why he says for the man's safety, pray for the man's safety, because it seems like that they're trying to paint him as the enemy. You have to look at, when you get on, watch shows like CNN and MSNBC, what's the one thing that you notice? They all use those code words. Yeah, Democrat. They get on code. That Democrat means you, no black person. That's the. See how they're trying to narrow scum. They trying to transform the terminology that they use to describe Republicans or independents or the Green Party, and they're using that against you. Systems. It's another key word. Yeah. You have to look deep, brother. Just like I was telling Darby today, or Roy Dimebag, that you know, there's the 1% that's out to kill us all. The 1%. It's not so much a black and white thing. It's the 1% thing. Seriously, they're fucking up poor white people. They're fucking up middle class white people. They're fucking up upper class black people. They're fucking up lower class white people. They're fucking up the Mexican upper middle lower class people as well, because, and this is where you could possibly, if you wanted to take this leap, bring in white supremacy, because they typically all have a certain genome type at the extreme top that you and I and Brother Dimebag would not participate in. You cannot infiltrate that.
I think white supremacy is just a tool that
they know that no one like us can enter that rank. All right. So that being said, what's the solution?
For one, I think.
I mean, to me, I feel like that the solution is like, to me, I feel like, man, regardless of what you say, what you're going to do, now you have players in the NFL that is criticizing Kaepernick. You know what I'm saying? Because one player on there named, I think his name is Josh Norman, he plays for the Washington Redskins. And the thing about that is like the Washington Redskins for over 40 years have been under fire by not changing the name from the Redskins. That's an insult to our Native American heritage. So they need to look at that, bro. They need to look at that. They're not going to look at that because that does not fall into the narrative. Because, see, when we look at what's happening in South Africa, they don't want that to come over here to North America. What? We can give back Miami to the Seminole Indians? How are you crazy? Now we give y'all a Negro governor. But we're not going to give you that money. So I feel like then, you know, it's almost like you're going to be, it's like us as black people, we'll, you know what I'm saying, we'll criticize other people for what's going on, but sometimes we won't get held, take the accountability for our actions too. Exactly. Too many of us just start giving many of us these fucking punk ass asses when we should be holding them accountable, like all these chicks out here, you know, using their bodies so recklessly, you know, having all these babies, not basically. Are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Brother Dimebag, hold on. We're gonna We gotta recall Brother John back to the conversation. Hold on.
You can't hear me? I can hear y'all.
I think we left them off, for whatever reason. Maybe I've been talking to some crazy people lately. Oh, I do want to give this announcement real quick. Next month at some time, we're having L.A. Moselli on the Other Morning Show. I've been in communications with him. Hopefully I'll talk to him this weekend, on the phone or whatever. He's a UFO guy. A lot of information. Once again, this show brings you people that you might not expect, but they're top notch in their particular field. All right, now, Dimebag. Now, when we're talking about people, about black people not being held accountable for some of the buffoonery and craziness that, that goes down.
Yeah, it's a lot of, and it goes back, it goes back to, like, for instance, when you have a woman that has multiple kids by multiple different guys, by multiple guys, and then the simple notion that she thinks she can steal and deserve a 6'5" baller, it's just delusional. And then on top of that, when you have these simp ass dudes that actually go in there and start helping her raise these kids and making sacrifices to himself when he have no kids, that's a problem. That means that only thing that tells her that she can do is I can continue to be reckless with my body. There's no consequences for me doing this, and I can still find a guy to come in here and help me raise an already made family. And I'm going to say this, and this is especially for young black males, but just males in general who are about to listen. If you are a single guy, the only purpose for a single mom is to get your rocks off. Don't get her pregnant. Don't marry her. Don't do nothing. You find you a woman that have no kids and you start your own family. Don't take no ready-made family. Now, you brothers out there that already got kids, then that's a different story. I'm just talking about the ones that don't have any kids. Stay away from a single mom.
Now,
that's just my advice.
We allowed him to talk. I believe that, there's enough of that shenanigans going on for so long. Dudes hitting these chicks, no discipline, no order, no guidance. That should work for a hot minute, but it doesn't work to make a nation. What works to make a nation is whoever you lay with, whoever, that you're on the same accord to do this thing that we got to do. To make the hard decisions, the sacrifice, the victories, and the defeat. You have to be willing to do this. That's called duty. I also agree with, with what Brother Charlie said. That's a lot of responsibility. I mean, most guys. Oh, no, on the instant family test, I absolutely concur. Most guys, most guys shouldn't stick around for all of that. I mean, salute to the guys. Some of that, it causes ripples.
That's a simp move. That's what simps do. Simps go in there and raise other men's kids. That's what simps do.
Did you say pimps?
Simps, with the S. Simps.
Well, I guess.
Because for one, this ain't something that's new. This stuff has been passed on through generation to generation to generation to generation.
It was safe to say that it came from the breeding farm? The generations of generations.
No.
Up there in the breeding farms in cages. I give you a prop. I give you right here.
No.
What I'm saying? He gives a prop.
No. That's an excuse. That's an excuse for reckless behavior.
And if he wasn't right, he'd come up, his arm's fucked up. Alligator bait. Straight up. Or straight up. Act that. Yes, but back then, if they had a birthday trick, they wouldn't kill him. It's damn near like that now. How many motherfucking babies out there are in a petri dish right now as we speak? Well, see, you know what else they try to do? Oh, they're trying to emphasize artificial intelligence. Well, at first you have to be intelligent to program other intelligence, right? So who's the most intelligent, adaptive person right now in the fucking planet? It's the whiteboard.
Maximum volume.
Silicon Valley and shit. So what the fuck do you think he's programming in the fucking AI? Peace and love and kumbaya? Or hey, my dear? Think about it, yeah? You know, so let's not run the technology in these motherfuckers as the next Jesus. Because at least the white Jesus is gonna give you a goddamn fucking flower.
Now what are we using the AI for?
To the devil.
Now what are we using the AI for?
You know they're going to use AI to amplify the reason why they're rushing towards robotics and life extension technology isn't for you and I, my friend. It's for older white men and younger white men to be able to combat the hordes of the mud people, which they commonly refer to people of melanization. That's what it's about. These robots are not going to be used on other whites. They learned that shit in World War II. They know what the consequences of killing off all these white boys. The thing you look at that is civil rights and feminism. And the funny thing about it, folks, most of you guys probably don't even know that the train that Adolf Hitler was rolling around in his command station, the name of that fucking train was America. Now you can take that for what it is. It was called America. Well, where did a lot of those Nazis come to after World War II, Operation Paperclip? What's the country they came to, other than Argentina, Brazil? America. Well, if you look at it like all the stuff, like what Brother Darling, what you said, it almost goes back to what we were talking about Kaepernick. Like, if you look at Kaepernick is healing from the symptom of the beast behind the scenes. And it's every other, but the main thing is, though, it's peaceful. It's peaceful, though. They sit there and say, find another way to do it. No, it is the peaceful that it's going to get. All the military veterans, well, not all of them, but some of the top military veterans have supported Kaepernick on that. Because it's what they do when they lose somebody on the battlefield. It's not about necessarily love, it's about what does every military man, woman, and child, John Shipley, senior chief, I'm only children in this too, because they served us well. What is the principle behind it? It's the principle that you are supposed to be free, I'm supposed to be free, Diamondback's supposed to be free, everyone's supposed to be free. We're supposed to be collectively unified in this ideal that I will die for your freedom, you will die for mine, he will die for yours, and vice versa. But see, white supremacy shit fucks that all up. Yeah.
Because it ain't about.
He gotta die for you. He will kill you.
Because it ain't
that's what fucks it up. I love the ideal of America. I just hate the way it has been implemented. Yeah. I don't like the concept of that. You'd be a fool not to want to have freedom of speech. You'd be a fool not to want to have freedom of religion. You'd be a fool not to want to have arms. You'd be a fool not to want to pursue your happiness. You'd be a fool not to want to have due process under the law. You'll be a fool not to want to have the government be able to take your fucking property unless, there's a legitimate legal action that they take, all right? We're building a fucking facility or something. But you'll be a fool not to want all this. You would. But the way it's been implemented, you're a fool to go for it. And Brother Donald, what was you saying?
Shit, man. I lost my concentration.
Well, I'm going to give a quick announcement. And this is coming from 100 Murders. Monster Anaheim, folks, will be on the Carl Nelson Show. September the 8th, 2018. And he'll be talking about 9/11.
Good,
so
that way.
There's your pick.
Good, that way they can stop asking us.
Because I will promote Carl Nelson's show. I will promote the Vice show. Check out Brother Phil. I will promote We All Be Free. Check out Brother Ron. He's doing some great things. Check out Brother Judah up there in Detroit. He's doing some great things with the radio and stuff. I will promote every last one of these brothers. And I will also, I will throw in Dr. Neely Sewell Jr. BWS, I think. Is there YouTube? I promote all of them because these brothers are standing on something. We've got to be principle based. We have to rein in our animalistic instincts because we are powerful and strong. That's why we make such good songs. That's why we make this music that just gets you moving. This comes from here. That's called soul. You know, we used to be real hip on it back in the 70s. But what happened in the 80s and 90s, the crack and all this bullshit, robbed us of this soul. A lot of our leaders were domed out. So we didn't get that knowledge, that feeding that we need. Because man cannot live by bread alone. Or, you know, pizza pockets or Kentucky Fried Chicken or fucking McDonald's or Emo's Pizza. You know, I know one of their managers actually kidnapped a kid. He was a diabetic fat slob. But he kidnapped their kid and raped the boy up there in St. Louis for years. And the boy was on Facebook holding a gun. You know, so, man, it's some sad shit. It's some sad shit. You know, crazy. Now, let's talk about you still there down there?
Yeah, I'm just waiting on you to be done with your filibuster.
I mean, you're kind of gargly. I don't know if you're far from the phone. You're getting yourself a sandwich or something?
No, I said I was waiting on you to get done filibustering.
I think we're all agreeing there. All right, now,
I'm just teasing you, man. I'm just teasing you.
I know. But the thing about it is, now let's talk about the solution. What is the solution to the racial problem today? And this is just going out to anybody, even in the chat room, anybody. What do you think is the solution to the racial problem?
The solution. Do I honestly think that racism will end in America? It probably will. I won't see it in my lifetime because the opioids aren't killing them fast enough, and so I probably won't be around for it to end. But yeah, I think it'll end eventually. But you got to make sure that anybody that believes in that ideology is not around too, because if they are, then it'll just sprout back up.
I know.
Yeah, the white.
What are you talking about, like?
If you want to get the end racism, you got to make sure that ideology no longer exists. As long as there are people that still breathe and that carry that ideology, racism will never end. Because all it is all racism is a tool that's used by the 1% to steal money. That's all it is.
Well, we already talked about the 1% is basically killing us all.
Yeah.
And, you know, we already mentioned.
And white supremacy is their main tool.
Behavior.
White supremacy is their main. When you have poor white people that think they're better than the most educated and wealthiest melanated person, black person, whoever it is, that's how you know there's a very effective tool. And because they can't see that. And they've been dumbed down, which a lot of other American citizens in this country have been dumbed down too. And that's why you're able to do the stuff that you're doing. You know, it's no way you can convince me that these people don't realize that they're poor, and it don't matter how much they pull their bootstraps up, they're going to stay poor. And it has nothing to do with black folks. Instead of taking their anger and putting it on the real problem, they look at black people because it's a softer target. That's why.
Well, it's like Joe Judge said, it's a scapegoat.
Yeah.
It's very easily identified. You can see me from across the fucking street, blah, blah, blah.
And the
reality is, though, that even though these little race soldiers, you know, the cops, the savage on the street, harm melanated people, kill melanated people, those are just tools. The 1% at the top will just as readily and efficiently kill them as they would kill you or I.
Yeah, I know that. And that's the
You
same
know?
thing. And that's the same thing like with the whole.
But I wish everybody would get that concept. I wish everybody would get on board and get that concept.
Because what
We're
you're
not talking about.
because what
This is
what you're failing to realize is you're not going to be able to read. Everybody's not going to grasp that concept, and that's why that's why it's no choice but to leave them
I
behind.
have faith in humanity.
I don't.
I think too is what's more detrimental. And I said this a few years ago because at my old barber shop I used to go get my hair cut at, and I started knowing a lot of different people up there. And the dude was like, I said, you know, the greatest thing to white supremacy is the fact when black people don't think there's a race issue. You know what I'm saying? See, people got to remember, black people, us as black people, that we have national security issues too, because we have those tokens out there that are, like if the war started today, I'm not going to look over at Kanye West and be like, hey man, I'll take a bullet for you, know, because he don't speak for me. It's those tokens. It's those tokens. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and we so stupid because if you think about it, I mean, we were the first people. It's been proven. We've been over. If you look at slavery hit this country August the 20th, 1619. So you figure that slavery is older than America, which was already discovered by our Native American ancestors. But they don't want to say that in the history book. They will not say that.
Because they don't even tell. They won't even tell their own people their history.
Never.
They won't even tell their own people the real history.
So I feel like that we still, I mean, people don't realize that it would take another 450 years to 550 years of being able to compete economically with people that were non-black. Like I think about it, 550 years. And we're sitting up here, you have some people that are on one side saying, like the football players that don't support Kaepernick. It's like, man, you know, you ain't playing no more. You ain't, you know, or there's some that should be. There's some people that are complicit when it comes to racism and discrimination. You ask, how can we solve it? Well, there's a lot of people that are non-black that should speak out about it. Yes, sir. Because if they created the system, they created the system.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't mean to cut you off, but you know why they don't speak about it? You know why why white people don't speak about racism? Because they're not sure that they can survive in a system to where it's not handed down, anything's giving to them, to where they have to compete. They're not sure if they'll be able to survive in an environment where they have to compete. Like if you're a white male,
like give us the goodies now.
Right, if you're a white male in this country and you're poor, that's a personal problem, because you shouldn't be, because the system is designed for you to thrive in it. The reason, if you're a white person and you're poor in this system, is you got to look at nobody else but yourself. You're not doing something right. Period.
But you know what, brother? Brother Darling, this is one thing that I learned too, and this is what I share with the brothers, is when people they say something about law, like you got people like Laura Ingraham from Fox News, and all these other right-wing conservatives who say laws mean legally allowing white supremacy. Of course, see where they messed up at? They did, the people who wrote the Constitution, or whoever wrote it, supposedly, the founding fathers. Well, it's blank now. If you go to what you see, the ink's all white on. If you think about it, like, they didn't foresee all the changes in history. They always thought that black folks was going to be as slaves. Yeah, because they didn't think that we could be free. Yes, they didn't think that we could be free. You know, so people have to remember, black folks, there's a big difference between liberty and freedom. It's not the same. No, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, but you're free to get up and go to work, but you don't have the liberty driving down the street. Heaven forbid your tags are out of date or something. Heaven forbid you don't have your license on yet that particular moment. Heaven forbid you're staring, concealed weapons like it's, legal to do in the state of Missouri. You're going to just be getting shot to spot. I mean, if you look at like how the system that they created the credit system. They created, and like you said, Brother Pat, you had educated me on something that I didn't even know when you basically said there was loan companies for strictly white people. Oh, yeah. I mean, deeds. Yeah, I'm saying white only deeds property. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on today. So look at where we, you know what I'm saying? Like, look where we hit it. I mean, it's like, but that's the thing about it, man. I don't really think the way to solve it is, it's just like what Brother Darley said, harkening back to his statement. It's the ideology. Right. You gotta keep it, and the thing about it is the black man in America has a stigma about him, because like first you kill the image of the person first before you do the physical. That's what the Nazis did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they sanitize the image of the Jew and the cool what? Yeah, cool. Where a lot of black folks live? Just together. Yeah. And we're white. Once again, dog, I'm not, look. Whether we want to accept this fucking reality or not, we are literally all in this shit together. I mean, think about this. I'm talking about the bigger game. The government, little earthly. I hate you game. I'm talking about the cosmic game. Just think we are in this shit together. Just think about this though. The government has the power to eliminate all of that shit. The government has the power to, if they find out, if y'all motherfuckers are going over to Afghanistan to take out a so-called terrorist group like Al Qaeda or ISIS or what's the other one? The Taliban or Islamic Hezbollah and all them. If they got the military force to take those so-called terrorist groups out, then they have the force to go down to places like Alabama and Mississippi and Texas that are keeping the people at the border, killing the kids. Everybody acts like it's such a surprise. You mean to tell me that they're killing the kids in there? Everybody's eyes like, oh, dude, I'm not surprised by that. They secretly worked with that plan to put that together. Trump worked with Russia, was like, look, man, this is an opportune moment to strike, to purify everything, to keep it the way that it is, like the so-called old republic. That's what it's about. They're going back to the old way of doing things. They have the highest sophisticated technology where they're killing blacks. Because if you look at it, man, it's deeper than Kaepernick, bro. It's deeper than burning the shoes. That right there has officially started the war. That right there. Now, granted, they were burning stuff down in Mississippi. Going back to Brother Darley's point, you have to kill the ideology first. If John F. Kennedy back in the 60s sent U.S. troops down at those schools down there in Mississippi, and his orders was, they get out of line, you regulate them. It's the same thing. Do it to kill off, to punish them. So don't forget, John F. Kennedy also sent down troops to Mississippi and told them, don't give these people the fucking food stamp. And Dick Gregory had to go into Mississippi. Once again, John F. Kennedy, all these little racist cunts that's been in office are not humanity's friends. They are propping up the 1% that will kill us all. I mean, but all I'm saying though is, bro, is like, if they have the power to eliminate that stuff, it should be a crime to teach somebody from an early age. Kids don't come into the world hating nobody.
That's child abuse.
That's what they see. They see it on the video games. They see it in the cartoons like SpongeBob and all that. And you think he was raised as a baby, he popped out of his mama's pussy. You got it. Fucking blasted 9 people. And then was offered Burger King after he did. And a clown. I gave him a little clown. He had a clown. It was ridiculous. If that had been a black man or a Mexican man, he would have been dead. Seriously? Hey man, can you take me by McDonald's so I can get a couple facts?
We gonna take you by McDonald's and we gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah. But and this is what you know. You know, when President Trump comes out and says, Charlottesville, guys, Charlottesville. There was bad on both sides. Well, you know, the thing about it is what he's doing, his whole agenda is to reposition white supremacy. And just because, as a black man, just because I talk about racism does not make me a racist. Because for the most part, everybody gets along. Like I have friends from all different parts of the world who are different colors. Black, Muslim, Jewish, man, all over the world. All over the world. The world. So it's easy to get along. Like with me being in music. You know what I'm saying? I've developed fans all over the world. Russia, China, they don't look at me as being a black man. They look at me as being inspirational. You know what I'm saying? Because that's so now it's easy. I feel like that the government, they use Christianity, they use Catholicism. If you think about it, look at all the stuff that's coming out in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, that would be another thing. That would be another thing that will have to be eliminated too. Religion and racism run neck and they're joint at the hip. You will have to eliminate that too. That racism and religion is joint at the hip. Atheist, man. You know, listen, it's cool to have your spirituality. It is. It's the trifecta that makes you a man or a woman. You gotta have spirituality. You gotta have common fucking sense. Spirituality and religion are two different things, dude. That's it. You know, I mean, if you try to... What? No. Ain't nobody be no mindless drone. A mindless drone because you... Come on. All right, okay. History documented this reality was this so-called crack. Okay, just because you... The energy that's talking to me right now over this Chinese technology and American technology is just brand new to the goddamn universe? You saying that? And you saying some white man roamed around the Middle East? Yeah. Okay. No, you never heard me say that. Don't put that in. No, you never heard me say that. Then don't say that religion and spirituality are the same thing because they're not. No, they're not. Spirituality and religion are not the same thing. Of course, they're the same thing. No, they're not. Religion is the religion is the perverse application. Man, get out of here, man. Just because you can't, just because you can't function without believing in a white Jesus. No. No one said nothing about that. No one said nothing about. No, I said that religion and racism are jointed at the hip, and they are. Oh yeah. I know what you're saying. That's what I said. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right on that. When you have the white Jesus, the white apostles. I clearly said. I get that. Yeah, I clearly said that you have to eliminate that too. There still is spirituality. The only reason why you don't need Christianity mechanism behind it that is actually working and people see it. You don't need Christianity to have spirituality, dude. You don't need Islam to have spirituality. You don't need that stuff's man-made to corrupt your mind. You know, they use Christianity to keep enslaved black people under control, and they use pastor pork chops to do it. But it also helps poor white people manage the pain in life as well. But also too, they've also have used it as a weapon. Yeah, they use it as Christianity as a weapon. They use Christianity to brainwash their own people along with their slaves. You can't have a group of Negroes not believing in white Jesus if everybody else does. We're talking about all systems of religion. All of
It's a
them needs to go.
mechanic.
All of them needs to go. All of them needs to go.
No one's denying that. It's common sense. But I'm saying there is virtue in not fucking every bitch you see. There is virtue in trying to do right by your brother. There is virtue in not trying to steal from your brother. There is virtue in not trying to lie to your brother.
And you telling me that
And
you
that
need
is what
religion to
actually
do that?
That makes all these religious things go.
You need
Because
religion to
it's
tell you
universal
to treat your fellow
Not the
human
man-made
being
shit.
as a human. You telling me you need only religion can get you to treat your fellow human being as a human being? Are you kidding me? Do you hear what you're saying?
No one said that. Yeah, no, hold on.
I heard exactly what you said. You're telling me
atheist extremist.
no. You're telling me that you can't. That the only way you white Jesus is the reason why you treating people.
That you cannot.
Okay.
You know.
All right, dude. This is a load of crap. Are you kidding me? This is a load of crap.
What are you talking about, man?
I'm talking about what you said.
What, that some people, or a lot of people have a spiritual side to them?
You don't need a religion to have spirituality. Then you start going on about in order to treat your brother and your blase this and blase that.
Version of spirituality. I did not say that religion is the answer, dude.
I didn't say that you did say that. Didn't I say that you said that? You're saying you're the one.
Well, you're.
All right. Whatever. I still don't agree. You don't need that. You don't need religion to treat a human being like a decent human being. That's bullshit, and you know it.
Absolutely.
So why would you even say it? So why would you even say it?
Awareness of self to be able to achieve that. Because at the base level, can you hear me?
I can hear everything you're saying. I hear you perfectly clear.
At the base level, you have to have a higher identification of spiritual self.
No, you
At
don't.
the base level, you just have a 3-year-old.
No, you don't.
Mine.
No, you don't.
And you will get other people who think like that, and you guys will take.
No, you don't. So you're telling me for people. So you're telling me for people to act as a basic to act
By the way,
basic.
I'm wearing Nike. By the way, I'm wearing Nike.
I'm wearing Puma. Sorry.
I'm wearing Nike. You know what I'm saying? Breakers and Magnus. Go Cap. Yeah, go Cap. Go Cap. There's one thing I want to say, go Cap. Go every person. And I just want to speak just to the United States of America. For every person who truly believes in freedom, liberty, and justice for all. Just make it simple. This is great. Liberty, justice, and all. Let's break that shit down. I'm cool with you. Because, we could have heaven on earth. This could be nirvana on earth. This could be paradise on earth. The only thing stopping it is hate. I don't care how you wrap it up in, this is my certain brand of hate. I don't give a fuck. That's the only thing stopping it. There's no reason when you see somebody on a fucking road that broke down, you don't pull over. There should be 20, 30 cars on the road. Hey, can we help you out, bro? Let's get you going. Nope, you ain't even gonna see one unless this motherfucker calls in his 24-hour tow. Alright? That's the reason why we don't have heaven on earth. Period. I don't care what anyone says. Just say.
Well, I can tell you one
like
thing.
Like the old African proverb says, if there's not an enemy within, the enemy out there can do me no harm. Especially have no animosity towards each other. How beautiful this place would be. Mm-hmm. All right, brother. Now, what you saying?
The only heaven you're gonna get is here on earth. That's it. But it's too many people.
What did you say? Repeat that.
I said the only way you're gonna get a heaven is on earth. You ain't gonna get it nowhere else. You ain't gonna get it when you're no longer breathing. But order for you to even get this heaven on earth, you know, certain people, and I'm not saying all people, but certain people will have to be left behind. Because if you cannot allow people to have an ideology to where they think one human being is better than another human being because of melanin in their skin. You never, if you have to kill that whole concept. To where when I look at somebody else and they look at somebody else and they look at somebody else, they don't see the melanin. It's just a human. That's it. No matter how that human looks, that's what needs to be put in these people's heads.
Well, of course. And nobody will argue with that. That's common sense.
But you can't have that other. But you can't have that other element around. You got to eliminate that virus, dude. It's a virus. You have to get rid of the racist virus, dude. You have to. You can't change people's minds and still have the ability to be infected by the racist virus. You have to get rid of the virus, and you got to eliminate the people that wants to continue to carry the virus. They have to die off.
I hear what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying.
Because as long as somebody carry that ideology around, they'll always be able to infect people.
Well, you know, now you're almost talking like a Nazi, because then you got to start burning books. Because the shit's all in literature form as well. That can be articulated into 3D applications by a person reading said book. I mean, a book comes to mind, Mein Kampf.
You know,
It's subverted the whole German nation.
They didn't already done it. They didn't already cripple. When you got a group of poor white males that think it's poor black people that's poorer than them is the reason why they're poor and they're getting all the benefits, and they can clearly see, and everybody else can clearly see that both y'all are dirt fucking poor. That brainwashing is and that virus they carry is very effective.
Because you're hurting economically. In other words, racism is kind of motivated by the Darley. But then also, what Brother Darley said, he's basically saying too, like, which is true, they blame the fact that they're poor on us. Right. If you guys will work harder for me. And then they think that we got special privileges or an advantage. Really? You know what I'm saying? Really? They blame it on us for their problem stuff. Check this out. They blame it on us to show that you have a group of white folks. See, we really have privilege, like you said. See, most of us ain't willing to admit we have zero power in this fucking society. But Daniel is brushing it down. All you white people in here, raise your hand if you want to be treated like this society treats black people. And guess how many white people raise their hand? We got so many privileges, like you said. How many white people raise their hand?
Because they know. They know.
Come on, we don't have no privilege, dude. We got.
I know,
it's called propaganda.
But I had already said that there's a lot of white people out here that do not agree with racism, and they wouldn't mind ending it. Wait a minute, let me finish.
All I can say is they are beautiful fucking human beings, just like me, just like you, just like him, just like fucking Mark from Anaheim, just like Judge Joe, just like Don Chip. You know, they're just beautiful fucking human beings.
Okay, but at the end of the day, regardless of who they are, they know that they are, just because they're white, they're benefiting from that. They know this. All of them every last one of them are aware of this. They have been aware of this since they were kids. Some of them don't agree with it.
They've been aware of this because since they've been aware of things around.
How could you not know? How could you not know that the reason why you and the people around you are in the position you're in is they didn't do anything special. They know this.
Hold on, stop.
They know this, dude.
Special. They oppressed our fucking ancestors. That's something special to this guy. All right, getting all that fucking money in trust funds off the labor and the back of the ancestors. That's something fucking special. That's what the fuck they did.
And that's what the fuck you're seeing being manifested in this 3D reality that we see now. So let's, continue on, but I want to bring that to the people and on video here for the record.
Like I said,
That money that you're talking about, that shit didn't magically appear. This ain't no lucky fucking charms.
who said that they were lucky?
This guy. I'm saying they're lucky. They have fucking 500 years of free fucking labor and free fucking dividends off of fucking said labor. That's lucky as fuck.
Yeah, because the free labor was enough to fund the whole entire industrial revolution. Yep.
But did you even listen to anything that I said?
Yeah.
Then why would you even say that? Because I said nothing remotely like what you just said. They all know that they benefit just on the purity of their skin color. They are well aware of
that.
There
was nothing special.
That is nothing special. It ain't nothing special. What you just said. What you just said is a personal opinion. I'm not speaking in personal opinions. I'm speaking in facts. They know that they benefit because of that. What's so special about what is so special? What? Because you can drink and
get trust fund in the fucking 20s and 30s to make eugenics societies that fucking forces Bill Gates fucking ideology. That ain't that.
And you think that's special? You think what you saying is special? It's not special. They didn't do anything, dude. They didn't do anything special. What you think that's special because they treated people inhumane? Are you kidding me?
The Nazis did something special. It was called the final fucking solution. Alright? That was special. It was special as fuck. Alright? And guess what it was specially fucking focusing on? The Rhineland bastards, the blacks in fucking France, because a lot of black people died in the gas chambers along with the Jews. No one wants to talk about them. And the Jewish white folks in fucking Europe. That was special as fuck. Because a lot of them died.
That was
not here.
Special?
Their DNA are in fucking mass graves over there in Poland right now.
Killing massive people.
They got a homeland. We lost 100 million people and we don't get shit. You don't even get I'm sorry, bud. You ain't tearing down my fucking statue of Robert E. Lee. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Right, looking at them as heroes.
Come on, man.
You don't look at somebody as a hero that killed and enslaved people?
Yeah,
come on.
No, you better. What language are we talking now? Huh?
But but the thing about it is we have to remember that there's a big difference between liberty and freedom.
It's not just say rights and privilege.
You know what I'm saying? Because some people have
freedom, and some people have liberty.
How come black people don't fight to be protected under United Nations law? Instead of fighting to be under the U.S. civil rights jurisdiction.
Why don't we fight for, that brings in the whole one world government. All right? What have you been taught if you were a Christian? And you can feed on this. You wouldn't know what I'm saying. One world government's bad. That's the Antichrist. You're going to get a fucking chip.
Well, then also what Brother Darley said, he said you don't need religion to have spirituality. Now, the last time that we was here, Brother Pat, I asked a Muslim man, because at one point in time I was practicing Islam. And I asked him, Prophet, Brother Imam, I asked him, would I need to seek Allah? Will I need to seek Muhammad in order to be with my Allah? So like in the Christian Testament, it'd be like, in order to believe in God, do you have to go through Jesus or believe?
Not only do you have to go through Jesus, you best believe in the Holy Ghost. And you best never reject the Holy Ghost, because don't forget, that's the only sin that's not forgivable.
And you gotta also remember you gotta hate all.
Trinity. And who's the Trinity? Poseidon,
Hades? Oh, Hades? Poseidon? That's what it's all about, dog.
Damn. Wow, that's what it's all about.
So, Brother Darling, let me ask you a question, man. I know we talked about it before, but what did you think about the whole Russia investigation?
Oh, it's just disgusting if to be honest. Like, I just look at the Democrats and all I see is just the big loser sign on their forehead. This doesn't help nobody. Russiagate, the whole Russiagate equals Trump re-election. That's all I see is Trump re-election. They're not going to be able to beat Trump with this Russia stuff. All they're going to find is dirty business deals, which we all knew everybody was doing in the first place.
Right.
Like, Russia didn't hack the machines. Russia didn't keep over 50% of the population that's eligible to vote for not voting. Russians didn't do that. Russian Facebook memes didn't do that. You know, it's just, all it does is just confirm what I've always thought, that the majority of the American public is literally stupid. Because, you know, if you just read the WikiLeaks, it tells you everything they've done. It tells you about the whole Russian narrative. All that stuff's in the WikiLeaks. All that stuff's there. In those emails, in the Podesta emails, the DNC emails, all that stuff's there.
There's a difference.
It is no difference. The only thing with them investigating them people over to Russia, all they're going to find is shady business deals. Shady business deal. Trump won because
but also too, I think
Trump won because he was an outsider. He wasn't in the establishment. He wasn't status quo. That's why he won. He didn't do anything. They put him there so Hillary can beat him, and she still lost because Trump was not an establishment candidate. Trump or Bernie was going to win that election anyway. No establishment candidate was going to win. Period. Whoever ran. That's why Trump was there. And then on top of that, they gave him billions of dollars in free media coverage. This stuff's all in the Podesta emails. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up. It's in his email. Right there on WikiLeaks.
They're the thoughts and machinations of Podesta.
Everything
at that particular time.
Everything that happened in that election is in those Podesta emails. Everything. Why you think Ben Carson got media coverage? It's in the Podesta emails. They'll tell you why he did. Why you think Ted Cruz got media coverage during that election? It's in the Podesta emails. They'll tell you why. Why you think Donald Trump got the coverage he got? It's in the Podesta emails. It'll tell you why. Only thing they're gonna find is shady, basically just shady business deals.
Donald Trump, whether you want to accept it or not, won the election because of Alex fucking Jones. He won the election because he was able to get into the minds of these cringy motherfuckers and get their vote. That's why. You know, we get, we're the super government. That doesn't matter. Or Hillary being the fucking up, it doesn't matter. And for you to suggest that Donald Trump is not establishment is neglectful ignorance. He is a straight goddamn billionaire. How the fuck is he not establishment? He's not the Dave Quillian of the day. He's like the lower upper class. That's why he's president.
Dude.
Just so that his boys above him will continue to get paid like they did with Obama, like they did with Bush, like they did with Clinton. Once again, folks, it's not about the guy in the fucking scene. It's about the motherfuckers behind the curtain. And that's the 1% at the end of the day. Period. The rest of this, we're just talking about the goddamn symptom of the disease. But we never talk about the fucking root of the disease. We never talk about where the fuck this shit's really origins from. This white supremacy and bullshit that has gone back fucking what?
Are you
several
done?
hundred years.
Are you done
At least
filibustering?
several hundred years. That's what the fuck we're dealing with in this day and age.
Are you done
They're
filibustering?
coming to sit there consciously to keep us fighting amongst ourselves to ensure that we never reach the fucking stars. Because we are a cosmic fucking threat. Every one of you beautiful human beings who can hear my voice. You have 46 chromosomes. You hear my voice. You hear my spirit. You are the kings and queens of the whole cosmos. I don't care what wrapper you come in, but that's what you are. And there's things out there in the cosmos that wants to very desperately see us fail. And we're doing it 100%. Let's get it done. And that shit has to end if we want to go to where we need to be.
Hey, can you stop filibustering? Can you stop filibustering? Because you totally cut me off and went on like a 3-4 minute rant. I wasn't even finished.
Are you stopping filibusters? You know, absolutely.
But it also seems like you have to remember that there is another investigation that is going on with the Trump organization for the New York State. And by as him being president, he can't pardon himself from a state charge. He can pardon himself from a federal crime, but not state. What is he going to do about that?
I'm gonna just
State versus federal argument was decided, you know.
I'm just gonna tell you like this with the whole Russia.
Nigga, you need me fucking in jail. So
I'm
what the fuck you say? He's American citizens. Get back up on him. That's why you have those troops down there in fucking Arkansas.
So what about this so-called op-ed that's anonymous?
Oh, all right. What about that? Y'all, Brother Dollar, you know about that?
I know what you're talking about. I didn't even get to finish answering the previous question because I keep getting filibustered.
Oh, God, it's horrible, dude. I mean, hey, man, take your Bluetooth off and talk directly into the phone.
No, I'm saying that every time I talk, I get cut off. I wouldn't even waste any time with the Russia thing. That's a distraction.
I'm sorry, bro, but you sound like you got Down syndrome. I mean, you can't hear you. You're like, it's hard, Mark. We can't hear you, man.
Well, I don't know what.
You know my shit's like.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
You didn't just say that's the maximum volume. Hey, do the sound check for me, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but
If you can hear me, that's all that. That's all that.
you're telling I hate the phone system I got working with you. It's so choppy, man. Hey, say 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
All right, cool. You there? We can hear you.
So what about Kaepernick? I mean, we talked about this before. Like, I know Brother Darley, you talked about it. Brother Pat on Special Report. Make sure y'all tune into that too, Special Report. And Random BS that's hosted by Steinberg Darley. Make sure you check those shows out.
Yeah.
Because they're really good
2
shows.
hours 9 at YouTube.com, Diamondback TV at YouTube.com, and Cobra Immortal.
Yeah.
Check out the songs, yeah.
Y'all also look me up on YouTube, Cobra Immortal. I need subscribers, so make sure you like and subscribe to that YouTube channel. Spotify, if you got it, iTunes, Apple Music, hashtag Cobra Immortal, so look me up. Recording artists coming out. And they have a new album coming out, Another Level, which is set for release October 31st. So be on the lookout for that. And we're looking at doing big things. But also, so yeah, Brother Darley, we was talking about Brother Cap. And they burned in the man's shoes. And like I said, they burned their shoes. You know. What's up? What do you think about that, Brother Darley?
I just wish they get more creative and, you know, in like when they burn their shoes on fire, set their whole bodies on fire. That's what.
Okay, I can translate that for the folks that are listening. He said that he wished that they would get more creative with, and I believe he said, you know, the burning of shoes instead of keeping the shoes on them as they light them up.
Yes.
Right, so I guess what they're saying is you rather go ahead and burn the shoes. You're mad at them because you feel like they're not standing for the flag. Right. But and the players aren't burning the flag. They're not pissing on the flag. They're not denigrating the flag in any way. They're not making any threats towards the flag. No. And they're just kneeling down.
Because it's
so I don't get it's burning.
Because it's
I mean, Nike's a Nazi German company. They're from Germany. Most of their fucking manufacturing is in Asia. Well, who's German allied Japan? Oh. Alright? Just like Hugo Boss. Hugo Boss designed the SS uniform. That is.
But it's not about any of that. It's not about Nike. It's not about the flag. It's not about the veterans.
I don't know what's going on, man. We can't hear this. People are
I don't know.
Take a Bluetooth off, dog.
It ain't my side, dude. It's your side. I can hear y'all perfect.
Well, maybe you could probably. Hold on. Let's try this. Hold on.
I can hear you perfect. What?
Yeah. Because it's rough, man. Brother Matt, I agree. We'll work through it. Yeah, we'll work through it. Shout out to all the subscribers. Yeah. All the people that's on the live stream. What's up? It's Thursday. Okay. Hey, calm down.
It's cool. I got all of this taped anyway.
I mean, that's cool. I would like to, enjoy it on the live feed as well. So we're going to put you on the phone next to the microphone. We can hear you, and they can hear you as well.
Okay. That'll work. I'm fine. I can hear you guys perfect.
Well, we couldn't hear you perfect, dog. We could not hear you perfect. I mean, would you say what we heard from him was 100%? It was like, it was real wobbly. Let's say 34. Lovely, man. Well, we should be cool now. Everybody should be able to hear you. You know, I mean, what's up? Wait, Rico 86, what's going on? Yeah, Rico. You know, that's an old, this dude's been with us from fucking the beginning, man. You know, lung cancer, not midways, but Rico 86 been with us for a minute.
Don't forget.
We're going live down back in. Are you there?
I'm here.
Alright.
I'm here. I don't know, man. I just figure, if they want to burn this shit, let them burn it. I think it's hilarious. The only reason why they're in an uproar is because it's a black man. I wish it was somebody that looked like Wesley Snipes that was doing it.
Oh, stop, man! What? I gotta interject Wesley Snipes. I'm trying to.
I'm just talking about the skin. I'm talking about the skin complexion. I wish Colin Kaepernick was black like Forrest Whitaker's neck. That's just what I'm saying. I get what he's doing and I appreciate what he's doing, but yeah, I wish the brother was a little darker. Just to stick the knife in there and twist it a little bit more, That's all.
Yeah, because it kind of makes you wonder if President Obama wasn't, you know, and this is coming from a man that is light-skinned just like Kaepernick and President Obama, you know, but I truly believe that if President Obama was darker skinned, he wouldn't have been elected president.
If he did, you would have been seeing white people jump off roofs and shit.
Right.
They would have been going crazy, driving, jumping over overpaths and doing all kind of reckless stuff. You know, you see what they did with Obama, and he was half white. Just imagine if that dude looked like let's see, think of a real dark actor or something. He looked like who?
Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
Right.
If he was dark like that,
that's true though, bro. That's true. Like
if they was dark like that, boy, they would have been going all kind of crazy. I mean, doing all kind of reckless shit.
Yeah.
You see what they did with Obama? If they would have did what they did with Obama tenfold. It would have been crazy. Cutting themselves, you know, doing all kinds of stuff.
Right.
I mean, attention horn would have been on a high level.
Yeah, that's crazy. Cause because I've always kind of felt that way too. But you know, I think it's whatever Cap did. I thought it was a bold move by Nike. Some people look at it as like, you know, it's gonna hurt Nike, but it's more like, I'm like, how can you hurt a company that's worth $125 billion?
And they own a piece of the U.S. government.
Yep.
You know, it's like these people are like silly. You know, we're paying the NFL. The NFL now don't pay Nike to make their uniforms. Nike pays them to wear their uniforms. They ain't gonna say shit.
Right.
You see, the owners ain't said nothing. The owners ain't said nothing about this. They ain't said nothing about this Nike deal because Nike pays the NFL to wear their stuff. They're not buying it from Nike. Nike's handed it to them. They're getting handouts from Nike.
So, Brother Dollar, what do you think would happen if the NFL said, well, since you sponsored Kaepernick, we don't want to wear your uniform?
And Nike's gonna say, I got this here said contract, and then if you really want to act crazy, that's fine. I won't have to make your uniform. You're still gonna buy our products because we make everything. It's a no-win. It's a win-win for Nike all the way across the board. That's why the owners haven't said anything, because Nike pays them. It's not like Jerry Jones is paying Nike. Nike's paying Jerry Jones. It's a big difference. Right. When I'm paying you, you're going to do what I tell you to do. Flat out. I don't care how mad y'all is with Kaepernick. We want to use this to make more money, because that's the only reason why they're doing it. They wouldn't be doing this if they think they couldn't make no money. They're only doing it because they know they're going to make some money. So we'll take Kaepernick. We'll get the public all riled up in the uproar. The same people that burned all the Nike gear, 2 months they're going to be replacing that stuff, and they're going to buy Nike.
So you basically saying, Brother Dolly, that Nike pays the NFL to wear their shit?
Yeah, to wear their shit, yeah.
Okay, so then, all right, so you gave a good answer on that. And, okay, so basically what will happen if the league says that they don't want to still wear it, though, even though Nike's paying them? What if they say they don't want to wear it? Or certain teams may not want it?
And they still gonna have to pay to get out of that. They're still gonna have to pay to get out of that contract.
You know, when they say these goddamn male cheerleaders, you know, hey, God, look at me. You know, what they're doing is taking the male-centered, alpha male fucking entertainment and bringing in the kids and the bitches and the facts. That's what they're doing.
Dude.
That's what fucking is doing. They're trying to promote their agenda.
Dude, about 15% of
He's a black man. We why shit's fucked up because of Kaepernick. No, it's not because of Kaepernick, dog. It's because these motherfuckers are bringing in Jews.
I don't want to see no junior up there twerking with my boy on the fucking 50-yard line. Hey, we're gonna watch you get game, huh? Yes, fucking asshole. Yes, nobody wants to see that shit. Go on.
Do you know that probably about 10 to 15% of all NFL players are gay?
You know what?
It's always been like that.
No writing. It's not about that with me. I don't get that.
It's always been like that, though.
Red-blooded American men, real men, they ain't trying to see that. They ain't trying to see old boy out there, hey, look at me, fucking bulging, they're shaking their dicks like they're kids and they're old ladies. Get the fuck out of here. You want to see some shit in the ass, dude. That's why you go to a fucking game. That's dumb shit, man. You know, that's why, you know, that's just fucking easy in this day and age. So motherfuckers just try to shut your ass down anytime you try to do something with your own. Period. I don't care if it's black apple, white apple, Asian apple, Mexican apple, or Latino, Hispanic apple. I don't give a fuck what you are. You're an alpha male. They see that, oh my God, a bunch of these real men are coming together, spending money, doing a couple of things, betting and doing shit that men do. Oh shit, that's bringing the kids. That's bringing the old lady. That's bringing the family. And then fucking all that hell, dude. Straight up. That's what's wrong with you now. It ain't Kaepernick and Nilly. It's the male cheerleaders and the faggot shit. That's what's fucking it up. That's why, you know, real men, man, I want to see my boy watch real game. And this fucking left wrist motherfucker comes prancing out to the fucking center of the field, start doing this little twerk. You want your boy to see that? Really? Fuck no, man. So this is why you have cheerleaders and you call, you know, let's face it, all sports are ritualized combat. All right? At the end of the game, the winners fuck the cheerleaders. That's the whole ritual. You know, who wants to fucking do? You sweated balls, took hits to the fucking head, and now all you get is some raggedy ass fucking dude's butt? Man, fuck all that. That's what's making it all fucking unpalatable for alpha males.
Well,
look, little left-wrist fags and little sissy fucking bitches do not dig football for real. Because football is all about making fucking raw, no thinking, brute fucking force. You know, that's what it's about. But now, oh no, it's all about the race. It's all about fucking maneuvering. It's sad. Fuck that. This is what we gotta do. Boom, I hit you up, you're down. That's what's about. And let's just take that man shit and let's put a panty.
So basically what you, so do you think,
fuck that.
So do you think,
so I guess the NFL is scapegoating Kaepernick for their bullshit ratings because they got too many goddamn liberal, sissy fucking scum, they're not black, by the way, thanks. They're just destroying that whole fucking industry. Yeah, that's what it's about. You know, just like when Hooters, a couple of years ago, Hooters were crying out about, we're going to make a fucking male-oriented, you know, who wants to have some dude in short shorts, no shirt and shit? Hey, would you like to buy a hot dog? One thing I will say is about the last time I was at Hooters, I didn't see any good looking girls.
I haven't been to a Hooters in years.
You know, Hooters ain't nothing but fucking kindergarten or a fucking strip club. You know, you just get to show your kids and get a $10 tip. You go into that club like a pink slip over there, East St. Louis. I don't know if it still exists or not. For fucking $70, you fucking turn tricks in that private fucking room.
Yeah, you get that done for about 40.
It was a retired, fucking, you know.
You talking about $70? You talking about $70? That stuff was getting done for 40.
What do you say?
I said you talking about $70? That stuff was getting done for 40. Over there at the Pink Slim shit.
Bad, man.
You go there at $50 if you play your game right. You leave it with 10.
Nowadays, you know, I think it's sad. I found the video, guys. It was this black horse And that's what she, self-described herself as. And she talked to this white boy. And, he's all like, all these weird-ass questions that she's just going on black men. Black men are fucking, you get in the car with them that go out guns and try to fucking take them up and bang at you something to eat their ears and all this bullshit. I'm like, disgusting, And she's like, this is the kicker here, though, yeah. This bitch goes, yeah, every trick I get, he got to wash up. Now, mind you, the bitch is homeless, right? Every trick we get, he got to wash up. I'm thinking to myself, what exactly is he washing up? In your tip? In your little piss pot? Or, because you get a tip, you don't really have running water. Hold on, dog. Hey, cook up this bath for this motherfucker. Please, you're in that goddamn kid horse. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? They got to, everybody knows that for a decent hotel room, nowadays, you're going to pay about $140. Seriously, for a night. Depends on where you go. Geez, I ain't talking about some regular man where his gym stays already on their mattress. I'm talking about a decent hotel. Okay, you're going to pay like $140. All right, yeah. So if you're trying to get a head job like Dimebag, that's $40. Do you have this in your budget? Or are you just going to drop trout and say, here's $220, stuff this big, get yourself some crack or heroin or whatever the fuck you need? And that's that. I'm saying the motherfuckers are doing the latter. Hold on, you're a street boy? Okay, let's go to the highest. Here's $260 per night. Fuck this one 5 minutes and out the door. Come on. You gonna take this one around the motherfucking Waffle House, bang her out, and drop her off inside Home Depot and go about your business. That's what you're gonna do.
Or they gonna leave her ass right there on that vacant lot where that white dude found her.
What? Now he's talking about murder.
No. When the dude was giving the chick the interview, they was on a vacant parking lot, like an old vacant lot of where a home used to be.
Oh yeah, he probably got a couple goodies.
That's what I said. He gonna find her ass on that lot. On that vacant lot.
So we're going to break down, me and Dimebag are break down the show. I'm going to do it like in the new special report format where we're showing the video and then we're commenting on the video as it goes. So, look forward to that coming up. I don't know what exactly. I'm just tired of, people I'm just tired of people always using black males as a scapegoat. For everything that goes wrong, it's the black male that get blamed for every goddamn thing. And I'm tired of that. It's like, do we do fucked up shit? Yeah, we do. But we ain't the fault of all problems. And I'm just getting sick and tired of that shit. If it's that bad, then people should just leave us alone and let us be. Well, did they leave you alone when you had Little Black Wall Street in Oklahoma?
No.
Did they leave you alone when you had Rosewood and...
I'm talking about everybody. I'm talking...
8 fucking cities that were burnt down in fucking Texas.
I'm talking about just everybody in general. I'm talking about all people in general. If the black man is so scary and dangerous and all this other crazy stuff, just stop fucking with us at all. And I guarantee you a lot of your problems will not go there, but that excuse of blaming it on us will. And that's cool. And that's
but
cool.
They can't do that, dog, because we generate too much money. You know, most of those crowd marches, not most, but all the crowd marches in St. Louis, Missouri are owned by Muslims. That's what it is. All right? I actually know the owner's name, but I'm not going to say his name on air. But he owns them all. All right?
They're all family. They're all family.
It's very few. Now, there's one over there like by St. Anne. But most of the stores you visit in St. Louis, in the black area, not the fucking West County, South County, I'm talking about in the black areas, are all owned by Muslims, which used to be owned by the Jews, which used to be owned by rich or like upper middle class white folks. That's how it's been going down, dog. You know, you can get what you want. But bottom line is there has been a systematic situation implemented and perpetrated against us to ensure that the vast majority, and we always gonna have a Kaepernick. We're always gonna have fucking a Barack Obama. We're always gonna have a Wesley Snipes. But the overwhelming majority of us are gonna be faced with poverty and ways to fucking get out of that shit.
Hey,
And that's when Jesse Lee Peterson's roll in. That's when the Don Letters roll in. That's when the fucking, Maxine Waters rolls in. Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton. That's when all these vultures descend to pick off the bones of the carcass of the black man and woman in North America.
well,
Yeah, very fucked up picture, but it's an accurate one.
well, yeah. But we talked about this earlier when
Well, but not just death. We kind of generalized a lot of stuff, but we didn't really fucking pull out the gun and shoot the target, you know? I mean, look, we got enemies from within and we got enemies from without. Straight up. And I'm talking to you, poor white man. I'm talking to you, poor, brown man. Because that's all there is. There's less melanated human beings than other human beings. I'm talking to all you human beings. There's no white, there's no black, there's no brown, there's no yellow, there's no none of that. No red, no none of that. There's just humans. I'm talking to you all. All of you have been victimized by this system of oppression and reward that we're living up under. Now, either we can come together and realize, hey, this shit has been artificially inseminated into our natural evolution. I mean, it's something cool, NFL, maybe one day they'll have all women and men cheerleading because you kill the maximum male, you'll kill more. Please. That's no food work. The reason why you have an army is because you have vast financial resources and logistical support. There are no more armies with, hey man, get your AK. I'm going to get my fucking AR-15, man. Diamond's going to get a motherfucking bazooka. And we're going to go, no. Motherfucker dogs, hey, that plug that you got with all those heaters? What's up? That's what it is. And that plug's going to be a white boy. Let's be for real. Even in the dope game. Let's be real. Rick Ross. Oh, that cocaine. Where the fuck he got the cocaine from? He didn't grow it in fucking Florida. He got from a white boy. As you go through all this bullshit, up the line, the white boy chilling. I'm fucking your bitches. I'm making moves with your man. And that's that. They got a movie coming out about that white boy Rick. Really? Well, I didn't know this. I didn't even know white boy Rick. It's about a hustler, young cat. When you talk about cocaine and heroin, you're talking about flying shit in a systematic way. Where's the black guy's fleet of planes, fleet of ships? That's why I find the pirate situation of Somalia is so utterly preposterous. But do you know that when I ask you, name me one melanated girl? Okay. Name me one African continental country, and there's like 160 to choose from. Name me just one with an atomic weapon. Just one. On the continent of Africa, name me one country right now, and that you're included, people out there watching, you're included, and you're included, name me one country right now in Africa, or Kemet, or Agoon, the real name for it. Name me one country that has a nuclear bomb. There's none. There is none. Thank you, C.I. There is none. Do you think that's by chance? Because back in 1992, before apartheid ended, I could name you one. South Africa had 8 atomic weapons. But as soon as apartheid ends, guess what? Those weapons went right back to the UK and were dismantled. So say? Come on, man. You don't see the fixings then? You think you have a pistol? It's just all nuclear ass? It's just all about ISIS. ISIS is a organization that was created the leadership of ISIS. Created by Israel and the United States. But look, have you seen the leadership of ISIS? Mm-hmm. When you see the leaders, how you talking about the little 1 or 2 foot stones? That's about those actual leaders. What qualifiers? Now you go to Kabul and you do this, and you go there and you do that. Mm-hmm. What do they look like? Mr. Goddamn Rogers. That's what the fuck. They don't look like Fred Sanford. I think one's still alive. What's his name? Leader of ISIS? I don't know his name. I know the dude that was taking heads, Johnny fucking Britain guy. He was a Briton. He had his name. Alright? Listen, you gotta understand, man. Once again, so like when me and Dimebag was talking earlier, the 1% will pay the Republicans to win and the Democrats to lose. They'll pay both sides to do it. So who still wins? 1%. Until we recognize it's in our collective vested interest to come together, to be like this, to, oh, I'm over here, boom, you're dead, I'm over here, boom, you're dead, I'm over here, boom, I'm over here, boom. Well, I thought we'll be good, we're just, boom, and that's a fucking fist, boom, that comes down. It's been done before, time and time again. Unfortunately, folks, we're at the end of the American civilization, the Western Empire. We're at the end of it. You don't want to say it. You don't want, oh my God, no, don't say that. It's treason. It's not treason. It's reality. Why do you think China's mad a group of islands that didn't exist in the 40s or 50s or 70s or 80s? But there's islands in the South China Sea all to the fucking T. They got supersonic missiles, supersonic jets. They got satellite destroying weaponry.
I'm glad you brought that up with the Chinese and the South China Sea. Along with those artificial islands that they've been building, they also been building up their navy too. Their navy they have more ships than the United States do. The United States Navy is still a little bit more powerful than the Chinese Navy at this moment, but they're building their navy big enough to keep the United States Navy out of the Pacific. They don't talk about that neither. Nobody talks about that neither.
Why they're doing that? No, simultaneously, once again, cousin Jane Elliott hit us to what they're doing in Iowa. We're sending them all this meat, and they're sending us what? iPhones?
They're sending us
Brother Judas can hit us to all the water they're sending over there to the Great Lakes.
They're sending also China is in return for all that stuff, for all the meat and stuff, they're sending, like you said, the little crappy iPhones, and they're also sending the fentanyl. Don't forget about that. They're sending that too.
But there's the fentanyl?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, that is the one gift from China that truly keeps giving, doesn't it? There are, closest hombres in the South. They send the fentanyl to Mexico. It comes up and it kills millions. Once again, at this point, I don't care what wrapper the American citizens dying in, per se. Start the fentanyl. Because once again, you're a fool if you do not like the ideal of freedom of speech, freedom to gather and go where you need to go without being searched. The true freedoms of the Constitution. You're a fool not to want that. Because honestly, there really is no other country offering it. I'm still saying, I will always say, the way it has been implemented is a travesty of justice. There's no reason why we should have black men and women being shot down in the street. There's no reason why we should have black kids being handcuffed in the school. There's none of that. And there's no reason why we should have poor white men and women being subjected to the same treatment. There's no reason why we should have poor or non-white American
being treated any different than the 1%. And I say that like that to really impact your brain. Because when you have the 1%, you think the man that can really pick up the phone and make shit happen on the stock market, and he has, some sort of traffic incident, do you really think that? Give me your license. Is that what happened to him? Hell no. Oh shit, I'm so sorry for stopping you, sir. Go on your way.
They ain't pulling them over anyway. They're not gonna pull them over anyway, because when they run those plates, they gonna just, wrong guy, they gonna just move on down to the next person.
Well, I was still, like a little bit back in the day, but you're absolutely right. But those fucking plate readers, oh shit, leave this guy alone. That's an A for the cops to not fuck with the people that they should be fucking with. But the rest of us, the other 99 fucking %, your guys are fair fucking game.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, let's get part of the stop one. Because this motherfucker is damn near an hour and a half. It is an hour and a half long. And remember this, guy. And please internalize this. It's really simple. We're all in this together. I'm True Powers Mind. I'm the couple of more than the one and only.
I'm Dimebag Darley, and when True Powers Mind get that phone line set up, we're gonna prank that son of a bitch.
Right. All right, yeah. You guys are good. Yeah, peace.
Peace.